for me, there's not a more fun thing in the world. And you pull up on a hole, you idle over them, they're just piled in there. You pick up a big plug and burn it through there, and you're catching one every single cast. To me, that's so much fun. I think I'm the best at summertime deep cranking. For example, we were at Pickwick last year, and I was on the biggest community hole on Pickwick Lake. Sat on it for 4 days, caught 80 pounds of fish, finished 4th place. So I feel like a lot of guys might not have been able to do that. But for me, in the summertime deep cranking, I throw 3 main baits. I throw a DT16, I throw a Strike King 6XD, and I also throw a Strike King 10XD. Like I said, I keep it simple. I'm not trying to overcomplicate things. Those three plugs will cover all depth ranges from that, let's say 12 to 25 range. I don't really deep crank a whole lot deeper than 25. Like a place like up here on Douglas Lake, you can catch them deep cranking, like 35 foot deep. But for that, you gotta, you're long lining, which we can't do in the Elite Series, so it's not something I do a whole lot of. Like I said, going back to the baits I throw. If I had to pick one out of that group, it'd be a Strike King 6XD. For me, that's bread and butter. Tennessee River. I keep it simple on colors. Like I said, I don't overcomplicate things. I think that's a big thing in fishing. We've got way too many colors. People get drawn into that. You only need 3 colors. I throw chartreuse and blue. That's the one I pick almost 9 out of 10 times. Chartreuse and blue. I throw a green gizzard color, and I'll also throw like I'll throw chartreuse in black as well, which is something you probably don't hear a lot of, but there's something about the chartreuse in the water time in the summer that they can't get enough of it. Something like this right here, for whatever reason, that's a DT16 there. Chartreuse and blue, got the little orange on the belly. That's a fish catcher. For whatever reason, I also like to. I've got a whole box here. That plug there, that's my staple in the summertime. A Strike King 6XD. This one here, I don't know if you can see, but it's all chewed up. It's got teeth marks all in it. That's my everyday plug. That's the one I'm going to tie on first at all times. It's just a fish catcher. It's tried and true. There's no doubt about it. I'm also, that's also one of my favorites. That's a 10XD there, green gizzard in color. A lot of people, that might look like a giant bait, but to me, that is a fish catcher. I'll pick up that one when there's a really, really, really big school of fish, and I want to try to catch the biggest ones first. In the summertime, it seems like the biggest fish, you pull up on a school and the biggest ones will bite first. So depending on depth, I'll either start with a 10XD or a 6XD, usually a 6, but if I think there's a little bit bigger ones in a group, I'll start with a 10. I think the most overlooked thing in deep cranking is speed and sound. You look at how popular fishing is nowadays and how many guys are fishing now. These fish are incredibly pressured. We see it everywhere we go in the country. Lakes are absolutely, they're pounded. They're getting smart. Forward-facing sonar, all the modern day electronics have made it easy to find them. Now catching them is the hard part. Where, in years past, finding them was the hard part and catching them was the easy part. Well, now it's totally flip-flop. Finding them's easy and catching them's hard. I took an interest in speed and sound, probably 3 or 4 years ago, just guiding, seeing how the fish reacted every day.